Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel of Tagasaurus. I'm glad that you've come back and excited for the new version that's just been released. So if you go to the GitHub page, of course you can find all the source code and all the changes that have been made, but also you can see that the new release, the 1.5.0, and I'm very excited to be able to showcase the new features. So if you go over here, you can see a new description of some of the things that have been added, a link to this YouTube channel, some new screenshots, and what you can see from here is first of all, the style and the layout and the characteristic of the UI has been changed a little bit. There has been reorganization of some of the buttons and the styling, and also here is a demonstration of a new feature of a new tool that we have called Face Explorer, and I'm going to go into that in more detail. And here are the downloads. You can find all the links to them with the hashes as well to verify the download integrity. And the previous 1.4 only had the executables and not the installers, but here we've got something for all the Windows and Linux users. So here we have the Windows zip so that you can unzip it and just run the file inside of it and you're up and ready to go. You can have the installer, so you can install Tagasaurus on your computer if you want. And then for the Linux users, you have the zip. And then you've got an installer for Debian and an installer for Fedora as well, if that's what you're interested in. So the one on Fedora has not been tested on Fedora, but the Debian and the zip one have, and of course the Windows ones have also been tested. So we've got a little bit more of an introduction on what you can do on Tagasaurus. But if you've used Tagasaurus before, let's get into the depths of it. So I'm going to demonstrate everything on Linux, but it works equivalently for Windows. And here I've got the zip, the 1.5.0. I'm just going to extract it here in a folder, and it should not take too long. I literally just go into this Tagasaurus. I then open up a terminal and I say run Tagasaurus. Voila. So I can close this terminal now. I no longer need it and everything's up and ready to go. As you can see here, the files are right here. So this holds your database, it holds your media files and everything. This is just the application data, which means if you were to get a new version of Tagasaurus, you could just paste it right here and run it, and this should be updating your software without having to do too much, not even an export or an import. They literally just operate on the same type of DB structure with a different programming logic. Keynote is if you're on Linux and you put this on an external media such as a USB or external hard drive, you want to go into this folder, run this script, and it will remount it because of the format difference between your file system on your computer and that on a USB or external hard drive. Okay, so that is pretty much it. So just to note, if you wanted to copy this somewhere else, you literally just take this, copy it, paste it on somebody else's new computer or put it on a USB drive and you're ready to go. It doesn't need anything else. And this doesn't require installation. There are the installers that put it onto your system and you can export from there, but if you just wanted to keep it in a nice, simple, usable format, you can just do that copy-paste. Okay, so let's get on to the new version of Tagasaurus and what we have here. So if you can see over here, things have changed a little bit in the layout, and we've got the tagging, of course, the collections, super search, stream search, face explorer, exporting, importing links, and settings. So let's get into the key, which is, of course, tagging and what we really want to do. So we can look at these images, and we can go back and forward, and what we can see here is that we can save and get all these tags so that we can even add a new tag here, and I can say here, new tag, save that, it goes down below, put that over here, and I see that this new tag is now included in the list. Great. Now I can also change the emotions here, and previously the emotions were from 0 to 100, but we've made it a little bit more intuitive because there's a negative aspect of the emotion, so that is negative 100 to 100, and we can say cool and put 100 here. Add that emotion, and now we can see cool there, and if we go here, go back, we can see cool there. I'm going to remove the bad, go here, go there, and we can see that those changes to the emotions have been found. Now here we can also, key thing is add a meme. So I'm going to add here this meme, and then we can click on this meme, and voila, we can see it in focus. You can of course save the individual files here by clicking this. You can save it from here and also from this view as well if you want to export individual files. All right. So we can now move over here, save this, and we've got keywords, and let's say at the moment we want to go over here and say, let's just save a couple of them, save this, save that, so we can have the hashtags. And now we're over here and we want to search, and we want to search images or files that have parrot. And voila, we can see these in rank in order, and voila, there is a keyword parrot here. But of course, we can also then search on the cool. Let's say I want cool to be high. Search. Well, that's high and cool. Let's say I wanted to change that, say no, I want the things that have very low cool, right? So I'm going to include that emotion, it updates it, and now if I search, we should see, guess what? It's at the bottom because it's on the opposite of the emotion spectrum for that label. So a key thing is that we could also have a saying that I'm going to put here cool, but negative 100. Add that emotion, go over here, and say I am now searching for cool, negative. Search, and that should come up high. The Tagasaurus icon here should be very low, but if I now put cool 100, that comes up high, the Tagasaurus comes high, and the other uncool one comes out low. So we can have a negative and positive scale here. Now, we can see here that there's only one meme here, and that's the one meme that we added. So a key thing is that if we were to go over here, we don't have any tags, and we can say this is a comic book, and we could also put over here another meme. Let's say we're going to put this. We'll put the parrot, okay? And put this, select those, go over here, and we could put another couple of memes here just for the sake of it. Voila. All right. Now, if I go over here to another image, and then I say I want to add memes, we have a selection of things that have been memes. So if we go over here, if we go over here, we've got images that are memes. If you've added a lot of memes, you're going to see a lot of them. These search outputs are capped at around 250. And let's say I'm searching for images that have the word memes is parrot. So what this means is, of all the memes, these are the most relevant to being a parrot that have the keywords, which makes sense. These are images related to those memes. So if we go over here, we should see parrot memes. Makes sense. So what you can do effectively is say, well, I want images whose memes have the keyword parrot on it. Great. Then what we can also have is, if we were to say here, in another sense, we can find here, we can find for the images, the most related memes. So for this keyword, we actually see that this meme is the most relevant. And voila. So we can find the meme and associated image in both directions. Another key thing is that of actual importance is if you were to go here, delete this image, and then go back, you will see that it's no longer a meme. It automatically deletes the reference of that image to anywhere where it was a meme, so it's no longer present. And that's really important for the kind of file housekeeping. So you can use the webcam as well to import a new image. You can load new, but a key thing is that for loading in new images, you can use the File Explorer browser, or you can just literally take an image, drag it, drop it, and you're set there. And you can add here a Totoro. Okay, boom, and that's pretty cool. So another thing is that you can do the meme search over here, and it's a little bit more expressive in that you can add the emotion for both the meme and the actual image here. So if the meme also has emotions on it, you can then find it. And you can select images here and select them there. Awesome. Now, another thing that should be noted is not only can you add images here, but you can also add the videos, audio, and PDFs. So when we're looking over here, I can take a video, drag it, drop it. And the key thing is that videos take a little bit more time to process, and there are some reasons for that. And that'll be described in a second. So I can have images, videos, and the key thing is I can introduce images of individual people, dragging, dropping them. Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, etc. So I can add in quite a few people. I can add in Elon Musk, Chuck Norris, Tyler Durst, and a lot of different people can be included, and we can even include pictures of groups of people, such as friends, another Angelina Jolie, and the reason why I'm adding in multiple people in here will be seen in a second. So we can include someone that looks like Johnny Depp, but that isn't Johnny Depp. Another one, Johnny Depp himself. Another Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. And then we can include, let's say, Keanu Reeves. And so we can add in lots of images of people. And then we can say, all right, we have got these people over here, and I want to find people that are similar to this Johnny Depp. I can do search, and I can do now search similar. And I find all the images where there is a similar component and they're ranked. Awesome. Now, if there's multiple people, I can actually do search faces with a right click. So you right click on there and you get the individual faces, and I can say I want to search for Ross, and then voila, you can find different people that look like Ross, and then I can say, well, boom, right there, that's what I'm looking for right there. So we can do a search similar, and then we can also do a face search as well, and that will help us find people that are in our database. So if we include some more people now, and I'm just going to pause to include more images in the database. But before that, I want to show something. So we can include an image that's a still from that little video that I uploaded. And then I can do search, and I want to do search similar. That will bring up the actual video, because the stills are scanned at an interval. So if you have somebody sporadically appear for half a second and disappear, it might not catch that person. But if they're a main character in that little video, it should be fine. You can even play it in here if you wanted to see that that's it. Click on it, and you can get to the video as well. And then if you were to go here, go back to the start, for instance, and then search face, you can actually get the still of the video. And that's a new feature that we're really happy to showcase. And you can say, well, anyways, I was looking for that person. I want to focus on this one right there. Yay. So another key thing is that we can autofill emotions so that the ML can find all the emotions automatically. You can just push that button and you get them all. You can use this as a default as well. So if you click this, and you take an image, you drag it, you drop it, the emotions come by default as well. And then you can unclick it if you like. Now we can go and make some collections. So you can go over here and we can say create a collection and then say actors. I can say over here and I'm going to click an image and say I want actors. Push that over here and actor. And say I'm going to put Brad Pitt. Boom. Add some images and I can put actor, movie, search. And I'm going to say I want all these images. And you can go through them, say whichever ones you want, scan through. Boom. Say next. A collection of actors from shows and films, etc. And I'm going to say entertaining. Yeah. Yay. Go over here. And if I want a meme, I am going to put a parrot. Why not? Yay. Then if I go over here, I can have all of this. Great, so we can have that there and we can change it. We can add more memes if we wanted to. I don't know, we can add Chuck Norris as a meme there, and that'll be fine. And then we can then create a new one. Various. I'll put as a various one, collection of cats from Wikipedia, add some images, and then we can put, because it's got a mouse there, I'll just include the video to showcase what it can do. And we'll put over here, just a cool place cats might like to go, whatever. And then we can go over here, various images, no specific theme. For here, we'll just leave it generic, and as a meme, why not? I'll just include the bird. Yay. And we'll go over here, and voila. So now there should be just 3. I can do a search. There's not many in it, but I want to say I'm looking for various. Let's tag, get that out. I can even play the video in here while it's in that search, verify this is the one I want. Go over here and I can play this around as well. And there can be sound as well, so you can have multiple videos playing around. Yay. And you can delete and then create more of them, search through them. And that is collections. Super search is much like it was before. We can take here a set of images. You can upload new images if you want, or use the webcam to take a picture of yourself and find similarities in there. And let's say we want these 2 images, and I also want the keyword parrot. So it's literally finding images that will scale, either having a similar face or that keyword parrot. So it effectively has 3 different elements. The keyword, and I can also put here movie if I wanted to. So I can find that search, and it's a similar face, but it's also got the keyword movie probably. So we've got some similar faces over here. And then the similarity of the faces scores everything a bit higher. But once we pass that, we can see that the similarity in the faces decreases. So we've used that, those keywords. Now we can go into stream search. So I'll shrink this down, and let's say I've just got an image. This could be a browser, whatever you want. And we can go over here and say I want to search for keywords and images, and I want to use this screen right here. I'm going to check it out and say start to stream. And what it does is it effectively will try to find people that are similar. It takes some time, and it finds out all the most similar people as it iterates through all the images. So we can find here the key images here that are most similar. And then we can click on them and go right there. And then we can find it. And then we can go back. And then what we can also say is that instead of this, I actually want to use a video. So we'll take this over here, pause it for a second. And then say we want to look at stream search. I want the roller coaster window, search this, start that. Yay, so if I start that, it will scan different people's faces and find some similarities there. And it'll freeze when it can't find anybody. If it's moving kind of fast, it's a little bit hard. But if you were to focus, the expression is a little bit different. It's struggling to find people on that. And then if you were to, say, go back to this, freeze that, it should be able to find that over here. And you can find that. Click. So that is the stream search. Then if you go over here, we can then now go into the Face Explorer. Takes a little time, but we come up with a subset. Let's say we want people that look like Sean Connery, the original James Bond. We can find all the people that look like him and the similarity, and then say, And it doesn't just find the only people, it tries to have a selection based on the other candidates around, and say, I actually wanted someone that looked like this Keanu Reeves. And it opens up and it spiders out. It makes a spider web here so you can see it. And then you might also say, I want someone that looks like Angelina Jolie now. Look at this, and continuously do some branchings. These are icons for videos so that you can find the video and associated images from within that video. Because it doesn't play within here, but you can get the video to play over here if you want. And you can separate the branching to how many branches you want, and the previews up to have how many images you want over here. So the preview here is up to 50 images, but you can raise that. And the branching is every time you click on an image, how many images do you want to branch out from that for your Face Explorer? So if it looks a little bit cluttered, don't worry, you can always separate it and kind of like move them around, kind of separate. It takes some time. You can zoom in, zoom out, and say, okay, I want the Sean Connery cluster over here, kind of like untangle it like a yarn ball. Say, all right, this one I want over here, and the South Park guy I clicked on now, I want that cluster to be over here, and guess what? This is the image I want. I want to choose that image right there. Boom. And then you got your image that you were searching for on that map. Then you've got over here the export. So you can then export all your data, and then you can produce a zip, and that will allow you to then import the data, and you just tell your file system where that file is, and it'll import and then merge. Here's some nice links for you, the GitHub repository, some awesome books by the author of Alexandros, Twitter, the YouTube channel that you're looking at here, and then you have the comic book, some papers referencing some of the algorithms of the software, Facebook, and a nice book. Then you've got here the settings. So you can change the settings. Let's say you don't like monospace and you really wanted sans serif, and you've got a different font type, or if you wanted serif to be kind of like more compact, you can do that too. And here you can also change the granularity for how often you want the images. So I showed the default, but if you wanted a more granular, to have how many images per second. So at the moment it's done a little bit fast. So let's say if it's a 1, it's 1 still per second of video that's being analyzed with the machine learning to extract faces. But if you were to do it a little bit slower, let's say at 0.1, it's 10 seconds per face. So if you wanted to drag and drop a video of not just a video, but a full movie, you would want to bring that maybe down a little bit lower unless you have a lot of time and you really want to get every single person in there. So you wanted to bring this, you wanted to bring this to be 4, so that would be 4 frames per second. And if you brought it to be lower, to let's say 0.1, that would be 1 frame every 10 seconds. So if you're in a movie, you want the lower, and if you have just small segments of video, short clips, you might want to bring that to be a little bit higher to catch all the people in there. And that is the settings, and that is the new release of Tagasaurus version 1.5. So I hope that you enjoy using the software and that you find it to be useful and that you tag the planet. So hope everything will be enjoyable, and hope that you are excited for new features with the continuous development. Have a good time.